So, I have another video, evidently, and the thoughts have just been present, and I'm like, oh my god, where do I start on that one? Where do I start on that one? I sit down and I contemplate for like 10 seconds. How am I going to open this? How am I going to start this? Usually I don't need to do that. And it's kind of like, I don't know. I haven't got a clue. I haven't got a clue. Aaron Berry doesn't have a clue. And so, therefore, I'm always telling you it's not me. It's not this thing. It is me, higher self, Christ consciousness, cosmic consciousness. That's what's doing it. This thing here isn't doing it. This thing here doesn't want to do it. I'm always telling you that also. I would much rather practice my guitar and run through my singing warm-ups and get into a song. That's what I enjoy doing. That's my passion. This isn't my passion. It's something that I am passionately manipulated to do by something vastly over and above this human being. Now, I've spoken about what this thing is, thousands of videos. For those of you that are new, I've been doing these YouTube videos for 16 years, and I've been absolutely, can I say, prolific. There's barely been a single day that I've not made a video, and on most days I will just reel out video after video after video, and sometimes I have 5 or 7 videos, and most of them I'm speaking for a minimum of half an hour. I just get this level of inspiration, this download, and you know, I've been microdosing psilocybin mushrooms for the past 2 months. And I started with 0.2 grams, then recently I've upped it to 0.3. And some of you will go, oh, well, that's the answer then, isn't it, Aaron? And I'll say, no, it isn't the answer, because I've always been like this. And I've been even more prolific than I am now. Like I say, every day, 5 videos a day, bang, 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 bang. All you guys getting shell shock, thinking, where does he get this stuff from? How can he just keep turning on the camera and talking incessantly without even a pause or a fumbled word or reading notes or something? How do I do it? Well, I mean, it's the cosmos which is doing it, people. And also, the cosmos is bringing you. The cosmos has you transfixed with my videos. Many of you have been with me from the very, very beginning, 16 years ago. That's a long time. That's a compulsion. That's an obsession. That's cosmic destiny, whatever we want to call it. And so let's get really, really down to the nitty-gritty. Let's get really out there in this video. What I'm saying, and what I said in the last video, that I am the Christos. I have Christos. Whether I have Christos or I am Christos is semantics. Christos is a thing. Christos is supposedly this fluid which rises up from the sacrum up through the spinal cord into certain parts of the brain and gives rise to spiritual enlightenment and all different sorts of experiences whereby you know that you are the cosmos, you are cosmically connected, you know that this is a dream, you know it's all fiction, and you know what you truly are is absolute nothingness, which is everythingness. You are the paradox. You are the cosmic conscious paradox. And I've spoken about all these things forever in my videos, so I can't keep going over and over and over. What I do is what the cosmos tells me to do to continue with my stream. And on this channel alone, there's like 1,300 or 400 videos. And so if you are driven, if you are compelled, if you are guided, if you're instructed by cosmic consciousness, your higher self, then you'll go back and you'll continue to watch those videos. You'll read the book and you'll get abreast of what I'm really imparting, because there's a reason why you're here, people. And lots of people, I am told, they get upset by the things I say because, of course, what I say is deeply compromising your programs. We're all programmed from birth. That's what this thing is. This thing is only a sequence of programs, people. There is no reality here. Every single thing is a program in the egoic mind. Now, if we look at what the human being is, let's just take it right back from source. And bear in mind that the things I'm speaking about, I'm not just repeating what I've heard, people, because it sounds good. And I want you to think I'm really spiritual. I'm your guru. Because I don't personally want to be here. Aaron Berry wants to do other things. Aaron Berry doesn't want to be tethered by the fucking cosmos to talk into a camera all the time for a bunch of fucking unresponsive fucking fools, as far as I can see. There's a handful of you, literally a handful, maybe 10, that remotely even glean what the fuck I'm saying. And so any normal person would have just thrown the towel in a long time ago. I've tried to throw the towel in for 16 years. Can't do it. I'm absolutely compelled because I get the downloads. It just comes. As soon as I've unloaded one, then there's another one here. As soon as that's unloaded, there's another one here. It's like people that are prolific writers. If I didn't have this YouTube facility, then I would have to write. And in the old days, many people wrote like 100 books or something because they just have to keep putting stuff down. Because what you have to do when you are a portal for cosmic consciousness, you have to release it. And if any of you know the modern day philosopher Bernardo Kastrup, who I've got 10 of his books on my bookshelf, he will tell the same story that, you know, he's never ever free. There's always books that he's got to write. He just keeps writing them. He gets woken up out of bed at all different sorts of unearthly hours to go to the computer and spend several hours getting down what he's been downloading, what's become crystal clear and apparent. And this is how it is. We have to do this thing when everything is crystal clear and apparent. We can't go, oh, I'm going to do that later. Oh, like, you know, I'll leave it till next week. No, by the time next week comes, your head is absolutely bursting with a billion things. You've got to get it out while it's fresh. So, what I'm saying is, and what I know from reading brilliant people, is that this cosmos is spirit. Which at the very fundamental premise is pure awareness. Just awareness. There is no consciousness there. There is just awareness. And you might think, well, you need consciousness to have awareness. Not in my experience. I've been into this awareness where there's nothing there except awareness. You are awareness, aware of awareness. And there isn't a conscious entity saying, I am aware of being aware. No, you're not. You're just awareness, aware of awareness. It's like the Ouroboros. It's like the snake eating its own tail. That's what you are forever and ever and ever and ever and ever until a thought manifests. When a thought manifests, that's consciousness. How does consciousness come out of the pure awareness? I don't know. That's vastly beyond me. But I seem intuitively to know how it works. You can listen to theoretical physicists like John Hagelin, who used to be like a CEO of the Transcendental Meditation, and he will explain how the quantum fields are conscious, and out of that manifest the particles of what the universe is constructed out of. Apparently, it might be 112 elements these days. That's 112 elements in the cosmos, but apparently there's only about 92 pertaining to planet Earth. And so everything is made out of those 114 elements. They make manifest out of consciousness. And when we look at quantum physics, quantum mechanics, quantum physicists will tell us that, well, we used to think there was matter. There's no matter in actual fact because we can't find it. When we look for the actual root of the so-called matter, all we find is fluctuating, varying energy fields. So this goes, you know, back to the cosmic fields. Everything is a field. The quantum physicists call them fields, just spaces, areas, thoughts, whatever. Some stuff's going on. And when consciousness, God, thinks things into being, like the elements, like the 92 elements of Earth, like the 112 elements of the cosmos, think them into being, and then think them into manifesting in all the different sorts of wonderful stuff. Now, when we look at the Bible, 2,000 years ago, they knew that in the beginning was the Word. Now, that's the translation error in my estimation, because it doesn't make sense. No, in the beginning wasn't the fucking Word, because the Word pertains to language. The Word pertains to writing symbols down. It couldn't have been the beginning. So for simplicity, they said in the beginning was the Word. No. In the beginning was awareness. Then out of awareness was consciousness. Then out of consciousness was a thought. In the beginning was a thought. That's what it should say in the Bible. In the beginning was a thought, and the thought was good, and the thought was with God. Blah, blah, blah. And out of the thought manifest everything. Well, if we look at our consciousness, what happens? We manifest everything as far as the human being is concerned out of our thoughts. We manifest the cosmos. We manifest planets. We manifest hypotheses. We manifest every single thing that we create. All this stuff is an illusion that doesn't have any physical matter, but it's a Platonic symbol, idea, and form in our imagination, in cosmic consciousness' imagination. This is pretty deep, people, and lots of you wouldn't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Some of you may be with me so far. Now, what happens to create the human being? Well, cosmic consciousness wants to experience itself, and so it needs things to have a shard of consciousness. So it creates all these varying animals, plant forms, and everything living. It's all alive and it's all conscious in varying degrees. I know for an absolute fact all the natural world is conscious. I know that squirrels are supremely intelligent. Even when I went out with my friend yesterday, she's got this dog. As soon as the dog comes onto this street, it starts going all fucking leery because it knows he's coming to see me. And as soon as he gets to this driveway, he's ecstatic, scratching at the windows. And then when he sees me, he's scratching at the windows, his tail's waggling and everything. He loves me, but also he knows that he's going somewhere good, because he only goes these places, these beautiful national parks, when this woman comes to see me. And so there's two things going on there. But he knows where he is, and when we was driving to this park, as soon as we pulled into the driveway, he's doing the exact same thing. He knew where he was. And so we have to credit animals with vastly more intelligence than we can ever imagine. When I come to my window in this apartment here, and the squirrels are in the trees, they're sitting on the fence, they see me and they know what time it is. They all come bounding down, they come running up, they stand on the high legs because they know it's feeding time. And even if I don't intend to feed them, I'm just looking out, I feed them because that's what they expect. And they all recognise my face, they all know I'm friendly, and they all know they can trust me, and they all know I'm Providence's surrogate father, because Providence is very, very comfortable with me, eats out my hand, sits on my shoulder, you know, kisses my nose, and all these different sorts of things. And so all the other squirrels look at her and they know exactly what's going on. And albeit they don't do it because they don't have that level of familiarity, because they weren't nursed by me as an infant like Providence was. So the intelligence is vast, and trees actually communicate to you when you take psilocybin mushrooms. They have a presence, they have an aura, they have an energy, they're conscious, they're old souls, people. Let's say when I go to this national park, it's the former home of one of our Queens of England, Lady Jane Grey. She was Queen for 9 days before Bloody Mary had her head cut off and usurped her position. Now, that park has been in its original state now for at least 500 years. It's been passed down from landed gentry, probably 1,000 years, because the Grey family, Lady Jane Grey, her family, they inherited it from, you know, their family, and so the energy there is incredible. They planted these oak trees, and many of the oak trees up that park are 500 years old. When you take psilocybin in their presence, they speak to you like very, very grey-haired old wizards, and you've got that picture in your mind's eye, and they're speaking to you like, "Oh, welcome. Haven't seen you for a while. Oh, do come back and visit us some more." Very much like this, like you'd see on that David Bowie movie, The Labyrinth, or something to do with an enchanted forest and this, that, and the other. Where do these people get that stuff from? Where do people like Lewis Carroll write fucking Alice in Wonderland? Because they've taken these psychedelics, people. They've taken the entheogens, and they've been in touch with cosmic consciousness, and they've been in touch with spirit. Spirit is everywhere, and it's in everything. And there's a whole multitude, a myriad, an incomprehensible myriad of spirits. And every single thing on this planet is vying for human energy. Everything needs the energy, it needs the life force, it needs your attention, it needs you to be focused on it. And that's why you can see this shitfest with a human being. Look over here, you know, don't watch it them, don't believe them, look at me, believe me. Everybody's vying for the human energy, and everybody's trying to control human energy. We've got to do this and we've got to do that, and then they're creating false flag here and a war there. They desperately need your attention. Something here desperately needs human attention. Why is the focus of human attention so necessary? Because it keeps people in the program. Are you hearing me? It keeps them in the illusion. It keeps them in the fiction, because when you don't focus on that stuff, when you focus inside, when you turn your attention and intention inside, then you will see a whole different world, a whole different ball game, and you know within an instant that's an illusion. It's a movie. What the real thing going on here is cosmic consciousness pretending to be human beings and life forms to experience itself. That's what's going on here. How does that happen with a human being? It happens like this. Spirit separates into individuated forms. It enters a human fetus. Now, Buddhists, I've said this for thousands of years, on 49 days. On the 49th day, spirit, cosmic consciousness enters the fetus. And then the Catholic Church also have this 49-day thing of purgatory, when the soul is waiting to be reallocated. So there's something about this 49 days. They didn't pick it out the fucking air, people. It's very, very powerful, and there's something in it. So, spirit enters the fetus. On the 49th day, consciousness is created along with the soul, because spirit is just spirit. It's different to the soul, people. The soul pertains solely to the human form. It's that thing which gives life. It's that thing that gives us the consciousness. It's that thing which encompasses the egoic program to create the fiction. So we project our movie onto the blank canvas of consciousness. And then when the body dies, the soul then relinquishes its autonomy, and the spirit slips back out of it, containing and taking with it all of the life experience, because that's what cosmic consciousness wants. It's on a reconnaissance mission to know itself. Know thyself, so Socrates said. So, when the body dies, of course, the ego is gone in an instant. The ego is just a fiction, a fantasy of firing neurons going on in the human brain. The soul is the animated part. It's the energy. It's like a light bulb when the light is switched on, when the electricity is fed. when the light isn't turned on, there's just a bulb there, just the body. So the spirit needs to manifest in the body. That's when the electricity comes on. That's what gives the life form. I feel I'm buzzing. I feel I'm a life form. I. It gives you the I, you see. Spirit doesn't need an I, it's the all-encompassing I. But then when it comes down to share its consciousness and make manifest in animal forms, then it has to create a soul to enable it to do that, you see. And so it's just like if we want to go scuba diving, we have to put on a fucking outer skin. If we want to go in space, we have to put on an outer skin. That's what spirit does. It puts on an outer skin. It creates an avatar. And the avatar, the essence of the avatar is the soul, people. And so I hope that's clear to you. Now, within these souls, we have communication from spirit. Some of us do. If we have had the software, if we have had that infusion of the program which enables us to wake up. Now, in my case, it was a traumatic event. Maybe I was always destined to do that, and the ego or my awareness, consciousness just think, well, that seems feasible to me because it shot me to my core and it sent me on another trajectory, and it really got me to start questioning. But then looking back, I always knew that I was never ever alone, and I've travelled the world everywhere I go, mostly on my own, never feeling lonely for a single second. Why? Because I was never alone, because I'm cosmic God consciousness, and I was always realised at a very, very early stage, and that's just got stronger and stronger and stronger and more profound. It literally is, people, and you may find this very, very difficult to accept, but as far as I'm concerned, I have been chosen to do this. Now, lots of people, when they do great stuff, they don't know how they do it, they don't know where it comes from. Caravaggio, Michelangelo, he said, when, you know, how do you fucking manage to do this Sistine Chapel shit? How do you manage to carve these incredible fucking statues? And he said, God. We can't account for it. We can't say, oh, it's me. Because when you look at what me is, well, it's the ego. The ego's claiming that it's got this genius. Where does the genius come from? Out of the fiction of the ego. Where does the genius accumulate on the way of our journey from when we were a baby to being 20, 30, 40 years old, whatever? How can we seriously claim that we have gathered up genius on our way? No, it's a blessing or a curse. It's something that has been indelibly embedded in certain human beings. Now, there's something which has been indelibly embedded in me, and you guys know, the ones that have been watching me for all these years, 16 years I've been doing this, and 16 years I've been trying not to do it. Can't do it, and the ego has had a problem with it. The ego goes into all different sorts of rants, but then the ego subsides and it relinquishes its efforts because it knows it's got no control over this whatsoever. And now in my latter years, I accept that I've got no control remotely. I haven't got an ounce of fucking autonomy over what I do. I've been placed here, this part of the world, just like I was placed in all the other parts of the world, because I went on a journey. I went on the dark night of the soul journey. I went on the spiritual journey. I went on the journey to the self. I went on the hero's journey. I've been on so many journeys, and now I've come here, and now I'm imparting this stuff, and I'm imparting it exceedingly eloquently, aren't I? Very, very thoroughly, and I'm picking it collectively from all over the fucking cosmos to bring this stuff to you. And lots of you say you're hanging on to my fucking shirt tails. Yeah, I mean, I'm not the author of this stuff. It was never down to me, the ego. No, the ego's nothing. It's spirit that sent me here for a purpose, and this is my purpose, people. So what I'm saying is, I'm doing this because cosmic consciousness, something massive, right, has a desire for me to do it. You are watching because the same force is working through you at a lesser level, because you are gathering the information, whereby I've done the gathering, and maybe one day when you've put 16 years of your life into this, when you are as old as me and had all this global travel and all these experiences, if you ever are able to articulate this stuff, then you'll be doing it also. And so I think that that's what you are doing. You're like disciples. We're all disciples of somebody. Now, I'm doing no more, no less than Jesus Christ, what Jesus Christ did. Jesus Christ is a misnomer. He wasn't called Jesus Christ, he was called Jeshua ben Joseph. And intuitively, I just think Ben Joseph means son of Joseph, because he was son of Joseph, wasn't he? But the story was warped through the virgin birth. He wasn't born of a virgin, people. He's born of Joseph. That's why his fucking name was Jeshua ben Joseph. And then Jesus Christ is the Christos. It's the fucking Christos. It's this essence of this facility, this energy, which is apparently potentially in us all. But many billions of people will go through their whole lives and they'll never experience that. Why do some of us experience that and others don't? Who knows? No idea. Why apparently was Moses chosen by Yahweh to promulgate God's word, when Moses said, Lord, I am not the man. I don't have the tongue for that. I don't have the confidence, I don't have the ability, I don't have the charisma. I'm not the man to impart such wisdom and knowledge. God said, you are the man. I've told you you're the man. Right? And so he went about his business. But what actually happened? If you read the biblical accounts, what you'll learn is that Moses' older brother, Aaron was the mouthpiece, Aaron was the articulator, Aaron was the communicator. So Moses imparted it in whatever fucking way he could to Aaron, and Aaron told the masses. Right? So whatever machinations or reasons apparently Yahweh wanted to use Moses, he got the job done. Right? He got the job done. And when Jesus went about, he was always saying, if you read the book of Thomas, it's not in the Bible, it's a separate book. It was found in the Nag Hammadi text in 1947 in the fucking hills and mountains of Egypt. And within all those texts and scriptures, there's stuff that never made it into the Bible. Why? Because it's just too close to the bone to a whole new reality. Because what they've contrived in the Bible is just 1000% contrivance. But if you read the book of Thomas, then you will see a man. You won't see the Son of God. He doesn't proclaim himself to be the Son of God. He's a Gnostic. He studied in India. He studied in Egypt. He studied with the greats, and he's learnt all this stuff, and he's learned that there is a spiritual essence to us all. He found it in deep meditation, like many spiritual people do, Buddhist monks. Like I found it. I know it's there. I know what I am. And I've had many supernatural and spiritual experiences. Why me? I've got no idea. Why me? This is why me. This is why me. Because I'm doing this, because I'm dedicating my life to this, aren't I? I'm having some fun times, I'm progressively getting better at singing and playing my guitar, and so I get that payoff, and I live like a fucking king, so I get that payoff. But this is my job, and so I'm asking you to try to start to understand what's going on here, people. Now, I'm not earning any money. This isn't my vocation. I don't even want to go out on fucking stage like Jordan Peterson, running all over the fucking world. The last thing in the world I want to do is to get on a fucking plane. I've travelled too many times. I've been on one of these fucking jet airplanes fucking 200 or 300 times. I'm done with that shit. I've been around the world so many fucking times. It looks like a fucking spider's egg ball ball, you know, with all its fucking web, it's all its silk raveled round and round and round and round, like spiders that have an egg ball. And the spiders, the baby spiders, they all hang around the outside, yeah? Well, if you looked at my travels around the world, it looked like one of those fucking balls. Now, I don't earn anything from it. I don't need any money. If I had more money, what would I do with it? I'm like, oh, I'd get my tooth done. If I had $3.5 grand, I'd get my tooth done. I'd probably get another couple of tattoos. I'd get Hermes Trismegistus on here. I'd get the Awakened Brave tattoo there. Get Thoth over there. What else would I do? I'd buy an electric bike. I'd buy a cool electric bike. One of these really trendy mountain bike ones. They cost about $3 grand. Fucking minimum. Buy one of them. What else? Oh, I'd go and live in the winter times down in the Algarve in an apartment 30 seconds away from the fucking beautiful coastline. What else? Don't know. So why do I need that money? And if I really wanted that money, then I'd get down to writing more books, and I'd make them more accessible, and I would write more simply for the masses, stuff that would they'd be attracted to, because, you know, this Closer to God book, how many people are going to be attracted to this ever? You know, the new title, A Journey to the Selves, I changed the title because Closer to God, there's too many books called Closer to God, and it gives the wrong impression. Because people will think, oh, it's closer to Yahweh, closer to Jehovah. It's so far flung from those characters. It's closer to the cosmic essence of what we are. That is God, people. So, here I am making these videos, and I'm imparting, and I'm expressing, and I'm coming at you from a whole million different angles, trying to enable you to be able to perceive and feel and intuit what I'm saying. And yet it seems that in spite of the power and the magnitude of cosmic consciousness endowing me with the Christos, I still can't take the scales from your eyes, just like Jesus couldn't. So I don't feel too bad about that, because cracking the dull automated human nut is a very, very, very arduous task indeed. Jesus couldn't do it. There wasn't a single, well, maybe there was one, John, the young John. He was the only one that remotely got what Jesus was saying, and that's why apparently he was Jesus' favourite. All the rest of them, he used to mock, he used to laugh at them, saying, you don't even know the God you're praying to. You're down on your knees looking like beggars. You don't even know the God you're praying to. And all this different sorts of stuff. And so then Jesus would say, don't be throwing pearls to swine. They're a waste of fucking space. They'll never in a million years will they get it. And then let the dead bury the fucking dead, because they're all spiritually dead. So that's what Jesus was saying. He wasn't this super benevolent, love everybody, cherish everybody, we're all equal, bullshit sort of a cunt. He wasn't that. He was a very, very hard, austere fucking Gnostic bloke. And he only imparted the true information within that fraternity, within the Essenes, a secret desert sect of people living very stoic lives. He imparted it to them. He derived it from them. He spent time with the Essenes. That's where he got lots of his information from. You know, with the Hindus, with the Buddha, and the Egyptians, with their flower and secret of life and all this different sorts of stuff. If he didn't actually go there physically, then he was privy to certain scriptures. And so what am I doing? What actually is the difference to any of us guys which are doing this? Look around. You've got, you know, Eckhart Tolle. You've got Sadhguru, you've got Mooji, you had Krishnamurti, there's a whole bunch of these people that are out there. Rupert Spira, you know, in our own way, we're all doing what we are capable of doing and delivering in our own way. and the cosmos chooses different people with different dispositions. And now when people say, oh, you're more angry now, or you was much softer than those, or fuck soft, fuck whatever you fucking think. I don't have any control over this. This is the fucking cosmos speaking to you. And the cosmos has decided that they want someone with my exceedingly powerful energy to deliver this message. Because there's no cunt on the fucking planet doing it like I do. Listen to fucking Sadhguru and Muji and Rupert Spira and you'll fall fucking asleep in about 10 seconds. And I'm telling you now, you'll never be moved by these people. You'll never be moved by them. They don't impart God consciousness. They don't impart spirit. They don't impart this cosmic energy. They don't impart the Christos to you. I am doing that. The energy is bursting out. What do you get from Rupert Spira? A wet fucking rag. A wet fucking rag, people. But these weak, shrinking violet cunts, they don't respond to anything else except someone that's if we meditate and we close our eyes. Oh fucking hell, Rupert Spira, what the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you? What sort of curse have you got, make you speak like some sort of fucking effeminate fucking queer? You know, for fuck's sake, man up. Be a fucking man. No, but people can't take men. That's why my channel only consists of about 200 regular viewers. And then in the whole fucking 16 years I've been doing this, it's only 200 of you. You know, one day it'll be 300, like the Spartans. It'll be 300, 300 warriors, 300 disciples, which will go out to the world and spread the good news, just like the 12 disciples were supposed to do it upon Jesus' demise. That's what he said. He said you're gonna suffer, you're gonna be persecuted, and you'll probably be fucking hung into the bargain. But this is your job, people. It's to go out and to impart this information onto the dead masses. It's a very, very unsatisfying job, by the way, but you've been chosen to do it, and you're probably going to get your reward when you vacate this dimension. Or you're probably even having the reward now because you feel absolutely fucking blissful. You feel like a king. You feel like the cosmos, like I do. I feel so powerful, so awesome, so immense. This body is even catered for in a superb way. There's nothing I want, there's nothing I desire, and so something's going on, people. So I'm imparting this information to you, and I'm labouring and labouring and labouring and labouring and labouring, aren't I? Now I want to pick up my guitar and I want to turn on the computer and I want to run through my singing vocal warm-ups, and then I want to choose a song that I want to concentrate on for a few hours today. You see, the world is full of doubting Thomases because they need to see. Jesus says, truly you are of much more benefit to cosmic consciousness when you don't need to see. When you know without seeing. Now, how would anyone know without seeing? When you enter into the kingdom of God and you diminish the ego and you enable cosmic consciousness to download to you via your intuition, that's when you know without seeing, people. Why do I know the wisdom of Jesus? Why can I see with such clarity? Why can I feel it? Why do I absolutely know what he was saying and what he meant when barely a single person on the fucking planet seems to grok it? They don't say that. Jordan Peterson doesn't say that with all his entourage of his billionaires sitting round. Moses said this, and what does Moses mean? And they're taking every single word literally as if it is actually the word of God written by the hand of God. Wake the fuck up, you stupid cunts! It's all fucking mishmash and metaphor wrote by fucking any number of fucking person. It's all been perverted, it's all been changed, it's all been amended, it's all been abridged. It's been fucked up over fucking years and years and years. And yet how many people think it's the word of God and just can't accept that in the Old Testament God was an absolute cunt. There's nothing benevolent about that Yahweh character at all. Every single fucking word that came out of his cuntish mouth was fucking evil. Every single deed he did was fucking evil through and through. For fuck's sake, what's going on in the world? And then when people read the Old Testament and you look at Matthew, Mark, Luke and John, and every single one of them contradict the other, you go, well, didn't you guys know this guy Jesus? After his death, didn't you sit around tables and go, well, we've got to write this fucking stuff down? You know, do you remember what he said? And then, like, John will say, oh, he said, you know, blessed are the meek. And then, like, Thomas will go, no, he didn't say that. He said, blessed is the weak. Oh, fucking hell, hang on, meek and weak, what's the difference? A lot of difference, people. And then all of a sudden it gets fucked up. So look, people, it is reputed, and this is something that the greatest biblical scholars on the planet say, that the first fucking scripture of Jesus wasn't even penned until a minimum of 40 years after Jesus was dead. What the fuck were they doing? What the fuck were these 12 disciples fucking doing when they couldn't get around and decide amongst themselves? What about all the scribes around? Didn't they want to write about Jesus? Didn't they, like reporters, come to Matthew, Mark, Luke and all that and go, hey, you knew that Jesus dude? Yeah, oh, do you want to do an interview? I'll fucking pay you a few shekels. Yeah, so what did he say? Oh, he said this. Oh, he said that. Nobody did it. Not a single one ever fucking did it. 40 years after. And then if you look what it says about when the other books were compiled, they'll go between 90 years and 120 years. Everybody that ever knew Jesus was dead. Long fucking dead. So how can they say that Jesus said this and Jesus said that and all these wonderful things and oh, it's the word of God and we know this Jesus man will... How does anybody fucking know? Doesn't it just stand more to logic and reason and intelligence that this stuff was just all fucking made up? It's just a fucking story. Because the human being, some of us are great at telling fucking stories, right? Some of us can create great fucking fictions. The telly and the movies is full of this fucking shit. It's incredible how people can think about this stuff. Why did it take people who worshipped Jesus, who knew him, who loved him, why did it take the first one, let alone the rest of the shower of shit, why did it take them so long? Doesn't make sense, people. It's bollocks. That's the only thing that makes sense to it. And then when you come upon the book of Thomas, which is like 108 verses, that makes sense. And you go, curious why this book isn't in the Bible, even if they had copies of it at the time. And even if they didn't have copies of it, they should go, well, fuck me, we've got to put this one in the Bible. But they can't, because this Jesus is a completely different fucking Jesus than the one those motherfuckers wrote about in the New Testament. This Jesus, we could say, was the real Jesus. And he was the twin, Didymus. Didymus means twin in Hebrew, and then there's another word, Judas, which means twin in fucking Greek. The twin of Jesus was called Judas Didymus Thomas. Judas Didymus Thomas. So two words in two different languages which meant twin. And so, hang on, Jesus had a fucking twin? Jesus had a fucking twin? So the twin was obviously close to Jesus, never mentioned as being one of the prominent apostles or anything like that. I think it very, very briefly mentions something like fucking twin, if it's not just for his namesake, Didymus, Didymus Thomas. But the 108 verses, what Jesus says, he's just saying simply you, we, oh God, I'm no different to you, other than the fact that I'm in touch with cosmic Christ consciousness. I'm in touch with the essence of the cosmos, and that thing that, you know, makes us feel absolutely wonderful and connected to everything. That must be God. I don't know what he fucking looks like, even if he looks like any fucking thing. But, you know, for want of a better term, then let's just say he's God. And then all of a sudden it's been bastardised and he's up in the fucking clouds and the cunt's called Yahweh and this, that and the other. Bollocks, people. Bollocks. Then, if you want to read about Yahweh, then you read what the Gnostics have to say about Yahweh. They'll say he's the demiurge. They'll say he's the biggest cunt in the fucking cosmos. And he's the evil dictator which has got control over the earth. And that's why people go, oh, the evil archons have got control over the earth and the devil's got control over the earth. Well, read what the Gnostics have to say about Yahweh, and you'll see that he's the biggest cunt the cosmos has ever fucking created. And everything gets really, 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 really deep. And I've done all this research and I've done all this and I've found out what all this stuff fucking pertains to. And in my life, people, what I've always decided, whenever I want to know anything, I'm going straight back to the root. I'm like an archaeologist. I'm digging, I'm excavating, because I want to find the absolute bottom, the origin of where all this stuff come from. And you can find the origin of this the best we can in the Hindu scriptures, the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, different sutras and stuff like that. You can find it by inferring Egyptian gods and this, that and the other, and what the symbolism meant, and then the Sumerian text, and then stuff that came out of Babylonia and all over the world, in, you know, China. You start to get a bit of an idea about how things make manifest, and it's all out of human consciousness. It's all out of the creation of our imagination, because this thing is 1,000,000,000% imagination. Not a single fucking corporeal atom or fucking molecule here in existence at all. And for 120 years, our very, very best scientists, the quantum physicists, have never been able to find matter. So for fuck's sake, people, if you don't know any of this fucking stuff, you've got a lot to learn. And so, you know, what can I say? I've been a prolific reader for this past 16 years. I have been watching YouTube every fucking day, you know, for 10 hours a fucking day. I don't do that much these days, but it's only been abated in the last couple of years because I've realised I'm wasting my fucking time mostly. I'm very, very selective about who I want to listen to. And it's philosophers, it's spiritualists, it's psychologists, and I'll listen to them a little bit, and if I think they know what the fuck they're talking about, they'll listen to them a little bit more. But as to all this flicky, flashy, fucking clickbait, fucking crap that's out there, that's just a distraction, people. It's the distraction by evil entities which want to absorb your cosmic energy. They don't want you to direct this cosmic energy into the Kundalini to give you any form of self-knowledge, so you wake up, and because as soon as you wake up, you're not having fuck all to do with those fools. You've emancipated yourself from that level of evil. You know what you are. You're pure cosmic God consciousness. Wow, has that fucked you up? That's fucked you up, innit? That's proper fucked you up. Now, I'm not saying this to belittle you and things like that. I'm saying it to you people because if you are fucked up and you're still on this channel, you're on this channel for a fucking reason. It's because you need to listen to me and you need to do your homework, because the cosmos has a fucking plan for you. Right? Because you're not here for the fucking entertainment, albeit some of you think you are, because you think I'm so funny and I'm so interesting, and I am. Yes, I'm a very, very interesting guy. The like of which you'll very, very rarely meet in your fucking life. And I've been told that all of my life. And so, that's why you're here. You're here to self-realize, people. You're here to self-actualize. And so, you need to start listening to the things I'm saying and then do the work. It's the work. I've been meditating 16 years, never missed a day. I've been reading stuff for 16 years, never missed a fucking day. I've been learning. Why? Because the cosmos has instructed me to do that. Now, if the cosmos hasn't instructed you to do it, you may be free to walk away because the cosmos isn't interested in you. But for those of you that stick around and always keep coming back, you try and get away. Many of you try to get away. Many of you need a break because what you're getting here is too powerful. It's too overwhelming. It's coming from another cosmic fucking dimension, as I'm always saying, isn't it? It is coming from another dimension, people. This dimension that you think is the real, this is just a silly, itsy bitsy teeny weeny fucking dimension in the center of most people's fucking universe here. But when we expand our consciousness, we go out into broader and broader and broader cosmic expanses of consciousness. And then we look in at the pathetic little shit show of planet Earth and we ask, what's all that about? What's it all about? Human beings, they don't know they're fucking born. You know, God, cosmic consciousness, if you want to, you know, increase your knowledge of self, then why do you make the human being so fucking dull? Why do you make them so fucking dumb? I can't see the point in doing that. Why create slugs when you could create butterflies? Butterflies are going to be experiencing more shit, aren't they? The more fucking able-bodied to get about and experience more shit. I don't know, let's go a little bit further. Why not create a whole bunch of fucking squirrels? Because squirrels know what the fuck's going on out there. They are the smartest fucking creatures that you're ever liable to fucking see. You know, if you try to set them a task, like you lock nuts in some fucking container or some contraption, they'll get it. They'll fucking enter it and they'll blow you away. Watch some of these fucking squirrel videos on YouTube. Anyway, people, I'm tired.